Hey, it's Brad, backcountryskiingcanada.com, and today we're going to talk about the Pieps micro transceiver. This is the smallest and lightest 3-antenna transceiver currently on the market. And if you compare it to the Pieps DSP Pro, which is the transceiver I was using before the micro is actually 150 grams in weight. The DSP Pro is 200 grams in weight, so you save about 60% on the weight, which is a huge amount. I don't use a transceiver in my chest harness. I put it in my pocket of my pants. I've got the black diamond pants with the Pieps pocket, and it fits in there really well. So that additional weight savings is a huge benefit when it's in your pant pocket or in your chest harness. The dimensions of the micro are 102 millimeters in height, 71 millimeters across, and 18 millimeters in thickness. Comparing that to the DSP Pro, this one is 115 by 74 by 27, so it's about 25% smaller. So again, a big savings in size. Batteries for the micro is a single AA battery. In the back, you can see it there. It's accessed by the on-off switch. If you turn it fully, the battery will come out. Whereas most transceivers, including the DSP Pro, use 3 AA batteries. The battery life on the micro is 200 hours. On the DSP Pro, you get 400 hours. Range, 40 meters versus 60 meters on the Pro version. So that's really the only big difference or negative aspect I'd say of this transceiver is it's got a smaller search range, 40 meters only or 131 feet. But again, not a game changer. It's still plenty of range for a transceiver. The big thing with the Pieps Micro though is that there is no search transmit button. So the face is fairly clean. There's just a mark button and an on-off switch. So this is very different. There's a built-in proximity sensor that automatically switches between transmit and search, and that happens when you take it out of your pocket. So if I turn the transceiver on now, it's going to go through its self-check. And once it does the self-check, I can take the transceiver and put it in my harness, my chest harness, or in this case in my pant pocket. It's automatically switching over to transmit, and I know that because it's actually vibrating. There's actually a vibration alert, so it's vibrating in my pant pocket right now. I know it's in search mode now. When I take it out of my harness or my pant pocket, it will automatically switch over to search mode. So when I do that, I've got a transceiver on already here. It's going to switch the transceiver over to search. It's going to pick up the signal of the other transceiver that's in my pocket as well. So it simplifies things when your brain is busy and you're trying to search for somebody and you're not thinking straight. It does the work that we may forget to do for you. So that's a very advanced feature on this new transceiver, and it should help simplify things, but it can also help complicate things if you're not used to that kind of way to switch from transmit over to search. If I want to mark a transceiver, you can do that as well. The mark function at the top here, if I just click and hold that, it'll mark that transceiver, and now I can go on to the second transceiver to find it. So the mark function works just like any other transceiver. If I want to revert back over to transmit mode, I just hold that mark button down for about 3 seconds, and then it'll slowly switch over, put it back in my pocket or on my chest harness, and it'll switch over to transmit again. I can hear it beeping, it's vibrating as well, so that tells me that it's going back over to transmit mode. There is an auto revert function on the Pieps Micro as well, and that's set to 60 seconds, 90 seconds, or 120 seconds depending on your preference, and you can change that. So no motion for that amount of time, it'll automatically switch back over, and again it'll start beeping and vibrating to tell you that it's going to do that. If you want to change any of the preferences like that, you download an app to your phone, and it uses Bluetooth to talk to the transceiver and change those settings. It also does all the updates that way as well, so you don't have to take this into a shop, which is really nice. You can do it yourself at home. There is a self-check on the transceiver. There's also a built-in group check. And it also has auto antenna switch, so if you have interference with a cell phone or something like that, it will switch antennas automatically for you. It's got a huge large display that you can see on the front, which is really nice. And it's also got a harness included, of course. The harness is very minimal, given that the transceiver is very small. So it's a hard case harness that the transceiver just slips into, and then you wear the harness like any other harness. Very small and minimal as well. The search instructions are also printed on the back in case you're not remembering things while you're in searching for somebody, so that's a nice feature as well. And then there is also a small light on the side of the transceiver to tell you that it is in transmit mode. The Pieps Micro transceiver retails for $419 Canadian or $389.95 US. And I've been really digging this transceiver. Not just because of the size, but because of the auto function. It did take me some time to get used to that, so beware of that. It's a new way to think, so that does take some time and some practice. But once you get used to it, I think it's a really cool feature. And this is a great, small, light transceiver. Great for skimo racers, people that want to go light and fast, or just the recreationalist as well that doesn't want to carry on the extra weight and doesn't mind that smaller search range. So again, the Pieps Micro Transceiver. For other transceiver reviews, go to backcountryskiingcanada.com, go into the review section, and then into safety gear and have a look at those as well. And for the full review, go to backcountryskiingcanada.com and you can read it there. Thanks very much.